There are 3 massive deposits that you need to learn about that will help any player that is looking to be serious at farming, which I will break down in today's episode. Now we've moved on to the bigger catch, which also comes in the form of 3. These big guys have the potential to solve all your problems. I'm kidding. But getting the tier 5 items can be challenging. But with these 3 deposits, you should have a potentially higher chance at getting what you need. So let me break it down. The first deposit is the seismic quartz. These are massive rocks that you can't shoot. You have to physically go up to them and collect what's inside. And just like its counterpart, the geodyne, these deposits have a high chance of dropping ore. This one oddly is green in color, which could be just the color for beta version, but if not, then just a heads up, they switched from farming the smaller version, as green typically gives shards and purple ones give ores. Now I do have to stress that everything is percentage based, so nothing is guaranteed, but from my own experience, you should have at least 70% of the time 1 tier 5 ore inside one of these deposits. These are key if you want to boost your farming game and double up on rare items that most of the higher ingots require, which in turn are used for gear and droid upgrades. I have been farming an insane amount of these in the Illuvium Overworld, and I will be posting soon a spawn location for every place where these will spawn in Brightland Steppes. But just a heads up, these are going to spawn majority of the time. I would say about 70% of the time you will see this big green rock somewhere on the map. But if you're lucky enough to find the other deposit called the tectonic neophyte, then you are in luck. These deposits are kind of purple depending on the light you are in, but mostly have a higher chance of dropping shards like its counterpart, the lazurite. In fact, every deposit will be similar to its smaller version with just a bigger payload, so just keep in mind they all have a category that they are based on. Not that tier 5 shards are anything special if you're trying to get the more rare alluvials, but they do help with getting master shards. The deposit has a higher chance at dropping tier 5 shards, which you can use for capturing alluvials that aren't tier 5. And should be on the map about 30% of the time you go into the overworld. But if ore and shards are not what you're after, then the final deposit, which you might want to check out, is the helio agate, whatever. These deposits are more orange in color, and to be honest, I've only came across 3 since I've been playing Illuvium. And if you could put categories on these deposits, they would be common, uncommon, and rare. And these deposits are very rare. I would say you might find these about 10% of the time you go into the overworld. However, if you do manage to find one of these, you're in luck because they have a higher potential to drop tier 5 gems. You know, those things that help you get weapons and cool stuff. Yeah, those. And it's pretty straightforward. And those are the 3 types of deposits that you will find in the overworld. And in my experience, every time you enter the overworld at a stage 3 entry, there should be one of these massive deposits somewhere in the area for you to find. I am yet to find out if this works for stage 2 and 1 runs, but I have not seen them in stage 0 runs. But don't quote me on that. We are still on the path of discovery, but be sure to follow me for my next episode where I will give you the map and spawn locations for these in Brightland Steppes. So you will have about a 100% chance at finding it every time you enter the overworld. And be sure to check out the episode in the description for tips and tricks at getting better if you are serious about learning Illuvium and getting better at farming in the overworld. And I will catch you guys on the next episode.